was not easy. But we were young,
Sure.
and we were able to conquer anything. We were able to conquer the world, which we did. And my husband and myself all went to school together. So we were quite friendly. We were friendly from the beginning. And it so happened that my husband was going to have a 2-week vacation. And we decided to go to Washington. Well, Olive said, I'd love to go with you, but I don't know if Spag will want to go because of the expansion of the store. Anyway, a few days before our departure time, they were going with us. So that was fine. But we went in 2 cars because we were going to stay the whole week and they were going to come back in a couple of days, again, because of the expansion of the store. After Spag left us, on his way home he got sick. So he was in the hospital for a while. And we were needed. I felt so good that we were needed. We were close friends, and so Olive called and asked if we couldn't go down and help with the different shipments and so on and so forth. My husband at the time was working in a bakery, so he was home early in the afternoon, and we went down there. So after he got back on his feet again, and we were getting together again once in a while, and I don't remember exactly where we went, but we went out to dinner. And he said to my husband, you know, I've got something to ask. He says, I know you may not like this, but he says, I'm going to ask Ann to come to work for me. But he says, there's only one thing, I haven't got any money. He said, I can't pay her. Glenn says, she doesn't need any money. I didn't say anything, but I got a little upset because at that time, I had taken a nurse's aid course, and at this particular time, I had done a lot of volunteer work, but at this particular time, we were offered a job for pay. So as time went on, I continued to work, and after a few months I got paid. Up and down the stairs in housewares department, up and down the stairs in the back part of the room.
You told me you were the first woman.
There were some boys there. Oh yeah, we had to take money in our hand and we put it in our pockets.
Right.
Yes, we didn't have registers at the time. So the time came that you know, we got some registers, so we started to run those, but for a while we did it all out of our pockets. And all in all, I think I worked 42 years in all.
Really?
He was the greatest in the world. The 4 of us were great friends, and it was just a wonderful association.
I met Anthony Spag in 1972. He was my confidant, my friend, my associate, and he's a tremendous person. It is my honor to be part of the tribute to Spag, Anthony Spag. My name is Arthur Dobson. You probably know me as Charlie Cheddar because I ran the cheese and bakery departments of Spag's for 23 years. A lot of people don't know this, but my relationship to Spag in the store was very unique. I was the only businessman full-time to have a business operating in the store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. Well, Spag one time came down the store, tapped me on the shoulder, introduced himself, and he was Spag, the owner of the store. He said, what else do you have out? What else do you sell? This was, remember, in the early 70s. I said, I represent a cheese company called Kappa Cheese Company in Kappa, Vermont.
Spag and his wife Olive would fly cross-country in their plane to pick up merchandise at good prices.
Well, it's a 2-motor plane in a tarmac, all warming up. Well, Olive walked up the stairs. Spag got in. I got in before Spag. Right? I said to Spag, where's the pilot? He said, she's the pilot. And I kind of, well, if Spag can do it, I can do it too. So we flew to Kappa, Vermont. We had a great meeting. That started my real business in Spags. This is the first area where we had our first refrigerated storage truck, where we used to store the merchandise in the truck, take an order in the store and walk out, climb the truck, put the cases down on the floor, put it under a two-wheeler, and wheel it back to the store. This is the area where we had our first refrigerated storage truck directly linked to the store. We didn't have to go across the street to the garden center anymore. A year later, we bought a 45-foot refrigerated truck, and after 2 more years, another truck was purchased, the same size, so we had two 45-foot refrigerated trucks, and that made our job so much easier. Lundgren and Joe Nyers was our prime supplier of all milk products, and Eddie Lundgren and Dee Lundgren were very dear friends of Spag and his wife Olive, and that was the chosen milk product that we had. Every day we got milk, fresh milk in the store, and this was great for Lundgren, it was great for Spags, it was great for you, our customers.
At Spags, you save money on Sundays too.
He was very generous, nice people.
They gave the Maple Avenue Recreation Area, reading rooms at the public library, and presented books in memory of residents who died.
We had a time at the corporate office of Spags above their schoolhouse. We had a formal occasion with a buffet dinner for about 40 or 50 people, family members and close friends. We had the picture placed in the Spags conference room. Sometime after, about 4 years later, we decided to have another portrait of Spag's wife. She had passed away, so we had to do it posthumously. They hung together next to each other at the corporate headquarters above the schoolhouse.
She was a great helper. She was a very smart woman, and she was kind and understanding, and she was a lovely woman, a wonderful friend for me. And they stood by me all through Glenn's sickness, and he was sick for a number of years. There was Carol, whom I see often, not often, but once in a while now, and Jeannie, and Sandy, 3 beautiful girls. And there again, we played a big part in babysitting when they went on trips, so these girls became very close to me.
In those days I was wearing cowboy hats, which was kind of out of fashion. I realized that Spag was also doing the same thing. And I remember the Rotary function, I think it was down in Grafton, and we were all both leaving at the end of the day, and I was hoping he was going to take my hat and I would get his. I'd make a collector's item and have it as a trophy, but he knew his hat was probably better than mine, and I'd done, nobody ever remembers that anybody in Shrewsbury wearing Spag, and that's the way it should be.
Well, we were having a church fair one year, and asked Spag to donate anything. So he was driving around town, and he noticed the sign, and he went back to the store, and he called me up, and when the people at the fair got me to the phone on the other end, and he said, "You stupid bastard, you didn't ask me for anything." About a half an hour later, his face pulled up, just filled with stuff we auctioned off at the fair and made some money. But that was the way he was. It was almost insulted not to be invited to do something.
Well, Spag made an incredible donation or contribution to the library. Many of you will remember the outreach van, the bookmobile that brought books and library visits to children and adults across the community. Spags and his wife bought the first van and provided that for the community. And so that was an incredibly important service. But he also did something that had kind of a more low-key but equally important impact on the community. Every time someone in Shrewsbury lost a family member, Spag and his wife decided to donate a book to the library, a memorial book that would always stay in the collection, and so that family members could find that book with a plaque with their loved one's name on it.
approached Spag and Olive, and they agreed to let us pursue a tribute to them for their 50th anniversary. We chose the Centrum in Worcester, Mass. that held about 10,000 people rather than going to a hotel. A final result, we had 1,200 people from all over the country came to the center. We had so many guest speakers, including a tribute, a big plaque from the Pope in Rome. Spag's on it.
At Spag, we're more than just a hardware store. We're a sports shop, a garden shop, and even a schoolhouse. And it's Christmas every day of the year. We may be getting a little bigger, but I still like to think of us as the old general store. So come to Spag, where you can shop for it all year long. And remember, you'll save money.
And visit the museum of our history. The progress and the pride reaches far and wide in our communities. From Sunset Beach to Dean Park, from Old Mill Road to Maine, from Jordan Pond to Maple Avenue, it's all the same.
They better get to know me because I'm the one who occasionally get paid on.
All these people, my family, and everyone who works with us and with me, at least I didn't have a chance to work with people close here and be friends with them, and I hope they'll be friends with me.
In this town we're one.